Hi team, thank you for joining me today for our yoga class. We are in the beautiful backyard that my friends have, and we have a beautiful sunny day in Christchurch. It's quite warm still, even if it's the afternoon. Today I want to first say thank you to all of those that encourage me to keep on doing videos and to uploading some YouTube yoga classes. It's really hard to sit in front of the computer or sit in front of the phone and just speak or talk to a machine, right? Not to a human being. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I know that you need the classes and I need to step out of my comfort zone. So thank you, and I hope that you enjoy today's session. Today we're gonna be a little bit more fancy, and we're gonna need two things. We're gonna need, well, actually three. You're gonna need 2 tennis balls and a block. Now if you don't have a block, you can use a foam roller. If you don't have a foam roller, you can use the pin roll from your kitchen. And if you don't have a pin roll, then you can fill up a bottle, like a wine bottle, or a glass bottle would be ideal, but be careful with it, and you can just use it instead of the block. And then if you don't have tennis balls but you have golf balls or lacrosse balls or those spiky massage balls, then they're perfect. Pretty much any kind of rolly thing of approximately the same size, it's gonna help you today. Okay, we're gonna do a class for neck mobilization, upper thoracic spine mobility, and some chest opening as well. So it's mainly gonna be upper body today. We're gonna start in a seated position. You can sit any position that feels good for you, maybe with your legs crossed, or maybe you want to lift your sit bones a little bit so that your knees can come down, or maybe you want to keep the legs straight in front of you, however feels best. Just take a few moments to arrive into the position that you choose. Allow your eyes to close and begin to rest your awareness into the gentle flow of your breath. Begin to notice the sound of your breath, the temperature. Notice the movement of your breath. And as you arrive into your breath, arrive into your body. Begin to observe any pockets of tension that you may be carrying. Begin to observe the areas that actually feel really good today. Observe your emotions and your feelings as you take a sit deep within your body and deep within yourself. And just allow whatever you face to just be. Acknowledge, recognize, and take a moment to be grateful. Take a deep cleansing inhale, move it up from the bottom ribs all the way out to the rib cage and up to the collarbones, and let it exhale, let it all go out from the top to the middle to the bottom. When you feel ready, open your eyes. We'll begin with some gentle movement of our neck. Take an inhale, and as as you exhale, slowly just tuck your chin into your chest. If this is plenty, stay here. If you prefer, just bring the hands behind your neck, draw the elbows into one another, and gently pull your chin into your chest, getting that beautiful double chin that we all want to show in the photos. Slowly, slowly, as you inhale, begin to lift the gaze, lift the head. And as you exhale next, support your head with your hands as you lean back, maybe gazing up towards the ceiling, maybe gazing behind you. Just try to keep the tailbone neutral and the ribs hugging into one another. And as you exhale next, bring the head back to center. Use your hands to move your head so the neck can begin to soften and relax. Okay, bring your right hand down to your right thigh and bring your left hand to the right side of your head. Again, take an inhale. And as you exhale, bring the left ear to the left shoulder. You can gently pull down with your left hand. Now this right hand can stay on the leg or it can hug behind your back. Maybe you find your left thigh. Slide the right shoulder down and away from your head. Stay here if it feels like a good place for you, or if you prefer, begin to take the gaze up and slowly take the gaze down. Inhaling, take the gaze up. Exhale, slowly bring the gaze down. Always accompanying the movement with the top hand. One more time, looking down. One more time, looking up. Exhaling, bring the head back to center. Now, really important, use your left hand to cradle your head back upright so that your neck remains relaxed. Bring the left hand down, bring the right hand down to the side. Take a moment and just feel your neck. Feel both sides of your neck. And then as you're ready, bring the right hand to the left side of your head. Inhale. And as you exhale next, just bring that right ear to the right shoulder. Stay here if this is plenty for you, or bring that left hand behind your back. Maybe you can find your right hip and rest your arm there. Slide the shoulder back and down. Just gently pull right ear to right shoulder. If this is plenty for you, stay here. If you prefer, we'll do that flossing we did before. Exhaling as we look down. Inhaling as we look up. Trying to keep always the shoulder away from the ear. The ribs hugging into one another. The collarbones down. And the breath is smooth and even. One more time, looking down, looking up as you inhale. Exhale, bringing the head to neutral. Bring the right hand to the right side of the head and cradle your head up with love, with care, with tenderness. Slowly bring the head back to center and the arms to the legs. Take a moment and just acknowledge what you feel. Okay, for our next one, you may get a little bit dizzy at first. So if that is your case, just do until you feel okay. Like, you don't need to force it, you don't need to do any more repetitions, and you don't need to go any deeper than what it feels good for you. I'm gonna turn sideways so that you can see the movement of my shoulders and neck. Now you can rest your hands on your thighs, or you can interlace the arms behind you. I like to interlace the arms behind me, so I make sure that my shoulders remain down. But if this is hard for you, you can just rest the arms on your thighs. Okay. So now we're gonna get into neck flexion, bringing the chin into chest like we did before, and a little bit of a harder extension, bringing the head back, so without the support of the arms. Now, we want to avoid doing this, crunching up the shoulders towards the ears. Rather, keep them down, and if this is as much as you can do today, that's great. Just, it will improve over time. Try to keep your breath really smooth and fluid. In and out through your nose if possible. Bring the head back to center. Now, during this quarantine, I'm gonna call it quarantine season, most of us are doing this, spending a lot of time with our phone, spending a lot of time with our computer, hunching forward, and that brings the neck, the chin in a forward position. Look at my shoulders. So just lengthen, bring the shoulders back, make a fist with your hand and push the chin back. With your chin, apply some pressure downward towards the hand, and with your hand push against the chin so that you lengthen, like if someone was pulling from the crown of the head. I'm gonna show you how to do this laying on the floor as well. You can also do it against the wall. Good, and release. We'll do that one more time. So 30 seconds or so. Push the chin back and down, and with your hand push against the chin. And release. Okay. Now, for our next part, we're gonna lay onto our back and grab our tennis balls or your lacrosse balls or golf balls, whatever you have available. Okay, we're gonna bring the balls behind us and bring them like right at the base of the head. So have a lay. Make sure that the balls are not pinching on your spine, but rather on either side of the spine. They're kind of moving away from me. There we go. Okay. Now, if you feel dizzy here, feel free to remove them or keep them if you feel okay. And if this is plenty for you, also stay here. But if you can, we're gonna try to tuck the chin down into the chest, lengthening the back of the head until we feel like a pressure building up at the voice box. With one hand or both, you can push the chin down. And again, we want to stay here for about 30 seconds. release. You may remove the balls and just observe what you feel on your neck, what you feel on your head. If this was plenty for you, feel free to just take your balls out to the side and take a moment. If you want to repeat, just press pause on the video and repeat. Okay, moving on from here, we're going to take the balls a little bit lower and we're going to bring them right in between our shoulder blades. On either side of the spine, right in between the shoulder blades. What about the bra line, like I always say on my classes? And you can roll them up and down. Or you may find steadiness. Just find your happy spot and stay receiving a massage from your balls. You may roll them up to your neck and roll them back down using your heels to help you slide your back on the balls. We're going to stop with the balls right under the line of the shoulder blades, right under the bra line. Slide the tailbone down, hug the ribs into one another, bring the hands overhead, and then support the base of your neck with your hands. Draw the elbows into one another. If this is plenty for you, stay here. If you can, use your arms to support your head and slowly contract out. Have it face right. Got slowly crunching up, slowly coming back down. This may or may not be your favorite part of the class, I know. Do it 2 more times. Slowly crunching up. And slowly crunching down. Keeping the neck long so there is no strain coming from your neck. You want to draw the movement from your tummy. 1 more time. Slowly lifting up. Keep the ribs hanging in. Slowly lower. Okay, roll out to the side. Move the balls out of the way. Give yourself a few moments to just reconnect with your spine. For our next part, we're gonna need our foam roller, our bottle, or your block if you have the block. And we're gonna bring the block to that same height where we had the balls before. We have some friends joining to the party here. So bring the block or the roller again at the height of the bra line, underneath the shoulder blades. Bring the block the medium height. Slide the tailbone down and hug the ribs into one another. Bring the hands to support your head. Keep the elbows hanging into one another. And inhale, leaning back, opening through the chest. Exhale, lifting up, trying to keep the neck long and the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, leaning back. As you lean back, remember to keep the ribs hugging into each other. Exhale, slowly sit up. Keep the neck long. We'll do 3 more like this. Inhale, leaning back. As far back as it feels good on your own body. Exhale, sitting up. One more time. Inhale, leaning back. Keep the elbows hanging into one another. Exhale, sitting up. Okay, bring one hand down, and with the other hand you may move the block a lower level if you need. If you prefer, just keep it there at the medium height. And you may just bring the head, the shoulders back, the arms overhead for a couple of moments. The arms can be fully extended overhead or out to the sides in a cactus shape. Just try to rest the back of the hands on the floor. Feel the opening from the chest, from the top of the shoulders, going all the way down to your pinky fingers. Another few moments here with the attention on your breath. Slowly begin to collect yourself, bringing the arms alongside you. Press with your arms and take a seat. Remove the block or your bottle or your bean roller and heavily onto your back. Take a few moments here, reassessing your spine, reconnecting with the new sensations. Observe the quality of your breath after you open up the chest. And then roll onto your side. Come onto your left hand side first. And you may bring the block or your bottle or your foam roller under your right knee. Bring the knees in front of your belly button. Just keep the top one a little bit higher up. Bring your arms in front of you and just slide the bottom shoulder a little bit backwards. If your head is not on the floor, you may bring a cushion if you have a cushion on handy. Okay. Now trying to keep the hips as steady as possible. We're gonna inhale and reach the top arm behind us, opening through the chest. Exhale, close. Inhale, open up. Again, the hips try to be as steady as possible and the shoulder blades aim to touch the floor on both sides. Exhaling, close. Inhale, open up. Exhaling, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Last 4. As big a movement as you can. Last 3. Always trying to keep the tummy firm, the hips steady on top of one another. Last 2. And the last one we hold, reaching back. You may use your left hand to help you pull the top knee down and increase the rotation of your thoracic spine. One more deep in breath here, and as you exhale, come back to the center, to the side, stack your knees. We'll do our second side. Again, bring the knees in front of your navel, the top knee a little bit higher up. Both arms down. Support yourself with the top one so you can slide the bottom shoulder down and stack one shoulder on top of the other. You can support your head with a pillow if your head doesn't make it to the floor. Inhale, open up the shoulders, reaching the top arm behind you. Try to keep your hips steady. Exhaling, close. Inhaling, open up. Exhaling, close. You may notice one side is much more open or a little bit tighter than the other. Inhale, open up. Exhaling, close. We'll do 4 more. Trying to reach the shoulder blade down to the floor to keep the hips steady on top of one another. Exhaling, close. If you have a roller, you may roll a little bit, that's fine. Last 2. And last time we hold. You may use your bottom hand to help you pull from that top knee. And on the next exhale, slowly come back. Slowly press yourself back up using your hands and take a child's pose. You may bring the block to support your chest, or you may use your hands to support your head. Bring the toes together if they can touch, knees as wide as you need them. And on each exhale, just let your tailbone go down towards your feet. Take your breath deep into your lower back, deep into your kidney band area. And enjoy a few moments of stillness. One more deep in breath. And on the exhale, reach the arms in front of you. Come on to a kneeling position. Okay, from hands and knees, reach your left arm a little bit forward. Reach with the fingertips forward. Ground yourself on your right hand. Inhaling, round the spine as much as you can. I'm gonna turn a little bit sideways. So round the spine as much as you can. And keeping that rounding action, lean out to the left side, trying to bring the left armpit down to the floor. Inhale just to soften that tension that you have created. Exhaling, round again through your spine. Keep that rounding action and try to bring the armpits a little bit closer down to the floor. One more time, inhale just to soften. Exhale to find that rounding action and bring the armpit down.
Very important to keep this rounding through the top of the spine so that we can begin to open the space behind the ribs, behind the armpits. Maybe you can feel it all the way down towards your hip. Inhale, coming back to center. We'll change sides. Ground yourself on your right hand, reach the left, on your left hand, reach the right hand forward. Round at the top of the spine, take a deep in breath, and as you exhale, lean sideways. Still maintaining that rounding action. As I come sideways, you may see it. Round at the top, exhaling, just lean out, down and to the side. Inhale just to soften. Exhale, find that rounding again. Bring in the armpit towards the floor. And one more time. Round. Exhaling, lean down. Inhale, coming back to center. And we'll take melting heart pose. For our melting heart pose, we have a few options. You may choose to use your block at some point. We'll take a first easy, rather lazy version of it. So just keep the tailbone neutral, the hips on top of your knees, and walk your hands forward. Take an inhale and lengthen through the spine. Exhaling, reach back, sitting back. Maybe you can bring your chest or your chin or your forehead down to the floor. You can stay here. You can come onto fingertips if you want to increase the opening. Some of you may want to increase the opening at the shoulders, and in that case you may bring your roller or your block and just bring the elbows to the block. Inhale, pushing against the block, and exhale, sitting back. For those of you that are familiar with deep back bends and want to bring a little bit of that component into this practice, you can bring the block in front of you. Find that melting heart pose and bring your chin to the block as you bring the chest down to the floor. Just make sure there is no pressure on your neck, that you don't feel dizzy, that you can keep on breathing in and out through the nose. This is a little bit more intense. But this is definitely a little bit of choose your own adventure here for the chest opener. Whatever you are, just one more inhale. And slowly exhale, come back out. Move your props out of the way and sit into child's pose. Arms can be at the front. You can bring them to support your hip or bring them on either side of your legs. And finish with some chest opening, some more chest opening, coming onto the belly. Bring the feet about hip distance, roll the heels into one another, arms underneath the shoulders, wrap the elbows in, press the pubic bone down to the mat, inhaling, lift the chest, then lift the gaze. Keep the shoulders down and away from the ears like we did at the beginning of the class. We're gonna lift, keeping the hips down, turn to one side. Try to find the movement coming from all of your spine and not just from the shoulders. Come back to the center, lift only a little bit more. And again, turn to the other side, trying to keep the hips down. Come back to the center, lift a little bit more. Exhaling, slowly bring the chest down. Bring the left arm out to the side and your left cheekbone down to the floor or to the grass, and step your right foot out to the left. As you exhale, slowly come back to the center, and we'll do the other side. Right arm out, right cheekbone down, left hand by the ribcage to step the left foot to the right hand side. As you exhale, come back to the center. Same, but different. We're gonna bring left arm out in line with the line of the shoulder. Bend the elbow to about 90 degrees. So like a cactus. Keep the hand away from your face. Left cheekbone down to the floor. And then step the right foot out to the left. Now you may find a more limited movement here. And the stretch should be felt more at the center of the chest rather than the shoulder. This other hand can help you to increase the twist. Exhale, slowly coming back to the center. And we'll change sides. Right arm out, bend the elbow, keep the hand away from the head. Right cheekbone down, left hand by the ribcage, left foot steps out to the right hand side. Slowly return to the center, bring the hands underneath the shoulders and press yourself back up to a seat. Widen the knees if you need. Take child's pose. The neck relax as you move the hands back underneath the shoulders and up. Slowly come on up. Inhaling, open the arms out wide. Turn the hands up towards the ceiling. Find as much rotation on the shoulders as you can. Exhaling, cross right elbow underneath the left. Hover one arm on top of the other. hug the ribs in, round through the spine as much as you can round. Then rub the hands together. If the hands cannot touch, you can bring the hands to the shoulders. And as you inhale, lift the elbows as high as they can go. Lift the gaze. Exhaling, bring the arms down. Inhaling again, open up. Turn the hands up, find as much rotation on the shoulders as you can. And as you exhale, change the crossing left arm underneath the right. Round your spine as much as you can, sucking the belly in. Hover, hover, hover. And then the hands can come to the shoulders, or you can wrap the arms and bind the hands together. Inhale, again, reaching the elbows up, lifting the gaze, lifting the chin. Exhale, slowly, slowly, savor each moment as you bring the arms back. Bring the hands to your thighs, roll the shoulders back and down. Take a deep in breath and lengthen through the spine. Exhale, side out.
Thank you very much for joining me today, and I hope you enjoy the class. Let me know any feedbacks, any comments that you may have.